In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get to round 100 on Shadows of Evil. This is a brand new strategy that is absolutely insane, and I bet you've never heard of it before. In order to run this strategy, the best way possible is you're going to need Mega Gobblegums, specifically Wall Power and Bullet Boost. The reason you need these gums is because to perfectly run this strategy, you don't want to open Pack-a-Punch at all. This will prevent the meatballs from spawning on normal rounds, which will make the strategy faster and safer. When they are spawning, the strategy does get quite a bit slower and a little bit less safe. The other gums that I recommend you run are Shopping Free, Alchem, and Raindrops. That being said, if you do prefer to run this classic gums only, then I will explain what to do later in the video. This strategy requires you to keep the door between the spawn room and the junction closed. So we're going to use an exploit to get out of the first room. What you need to do is go into beast mode, hop on top of this truck, then carefully jump over the gate leading to Nero's lair to shock the box. Then you can make your way through Nero's lair and into the junction. Now, be careful. There is a death barrier if you cross over this invisible line that I am showing here. We can easily get rid of this death barrier by opening the doors leading to the waterfront and footlight districts. There are two ways to do this. First, I'm going to show the hard way, then I'm going to show the easier way, and I usually use the easy way in my games. Something to be aware of is the game only checks whether you're in a death barrier every 3 seconds, starting from 1 second after the match starts. If you time it right, you could sprint right to the door in under 3 seconds like you see me do here. Opening this door will disable the death barrier. And this will push the death barrier further towards the door to the footlight, which can be opened the same way. Now let's talk about the easier method. We're going to spend a couple rounds in the junction area building up points without crossing the death barrier. Then open up the door to canals. Use beast mode to open up this area. You don't need any of the ritual parts or the ruby rabbit because we aren't unlocking Pack-a-Punch. From here, we will hit the Gobblegum machine until we get Raindrops. If at any point you get Wall Power, use it to buy the L car in the junction area. If you get Bullet Boost, try to use it to get Blast Furnace on the L car. Once we get Raindrops, we're going to use both activations to hit the box in the canals. We're trying to get the Lil Arnies out of the box. We do not need any other box weapons for this strategy, just the Little Arnies. If you're lucky like I was in this game, you'll get the Little Arnies early. But if not, then just keep using Raindrops as we go through the setup until you get Little Arnies out of the box. You'll notice I'm very careful not to get a teddy bear out of the box. If you never get a teddy bear, then the zombies will never drop fire sales. This is good because it means you will get more max ammos throughout the game. Additionally, in this game, I tried my best to avoid getting Quick Revive. On Shadows of Evil, if you don't get Quick Revive, then the zombies will never drop death machines, which again is also good because it means more max ammos. Once we are done hitting the box here, head up to the tram. Make sure that you open the rift portal and grab the shield part and the civil protector fuse along the way. We're going to ride the tram to the waterfront. As you ride to the waterfront, make sure to check for your sword symbols. When we get to the waterfront, we're going to head to the front and use the beast mode to open up this area. Once we're done with that, we can go open the door between the waterfront and the junction, which will get rid of the first death barrier from earlier. Then we can go back to the tram and go to the footlight district. Again, before you leave, make sure you have the shield part, the civil protector fuse, and the rift portal is open. We can also check our final sword symbol along the way to the footlight district. When we get to the footlight, the plan is the same. Grab the shield part, the civil protector fuse, and use beast mode to open the area. Open the rift portal, and finally, open the last door to the junction. At this point, all of the death barriers are now gone. As we go through the setup, continue to hit the Gobblegum machine for Raindrops, for your perks, and for Wall Power and Bullet Boost. When we get our second Wall Power, we're going to use it on the KRM, which is also in the junction. You're going to use Bullet Boost to get Thunderwall for this weapon. Yes, you heard me right, Thunderwall. The reason we chose Blast Furnace and Thunderwall specifically for these two weapons is because these are the only two AATs that can reliably recharge the sword. Deadwire does not give any sword charge. You'll see how they play into the strategy later. Now we can head into the rift and start working on the sword. Use beast mode to shock the sword symbols and open everything else in this area. However, make sure to keep the door at the very top next to Mule Kick closed. This can affect the high round strategy. Now we can start filling up the egg at each location. The order you do these eggs in doesn't matter. I trust that this step will be very straightforward for all of you. When you go to the canals to fill the egg, use this opportunity to build the shield here. Once the sword is filled, we are almost set up. Keep in mind that we will only be using the regular sword for the entire game, not the upgraded sword. The only thing we need now is the Apothicon Servant, so we're going to watch out for purple pods for the tentacle and xenomatter from the meatballs and parasites. In the meantime, while we're waiting, we're going to spend a lot of our time using the KRM and LCAR in the junction area. Once we get the Apothicon Servant, these will be the 3 weapons we will be using for the high rounds. Mule Kick is required for this. If you stand here in the junction, they only come from 2 directions, this window on the right and the climb up spot on the left. It's very easy to hold them off because they are only coming from 2 directions, both of which are in front of you. On special rounds, you want to cross over the invisible line where the death barrier was before. Otherwise, the meatballs won't spawn and the round won't end. Once you get all the parts for the Apothicon Servant, build it, and we are now fully set up. Now I'm going to quickly mention how to set up if you're running classic gums only. The setup in general is very similar, except you do need to open Pack-a-Punch, which you can do normally by completing all of the rituals. The only problem is that you need a way to get back into Nero's ritual room after grabbing the part, so there are 2 ways to do that. The first is to use anywhere but here and end up inside the room. The second, and the slightly easier way, is to do the grapple exploit. Go to this beast mode altar next to Stamina Up and face 180 degrees away from the grapple spot. Make sure no zombies are around you, then go into beast mode. Immediately exit beast mode, and as you are transforming back, spam both the switch weapon button and the shoot buttons. This should grapple you over to Nero's lair in human form, and then you can go up and do the ritual. Now let's talk about the high round strategy. The high round strategy is very simple. When the sword is ready, pull it out and use the fast slam exploit. Hold down the aim button, which is left trigger on controller or right mouse on PC, and while you're holding that down, spam the right trigger or the left mouse on PC. This will cause you to rapidly slam the sword. Then make your way over to this area near the fence and slowly move back and forth like this. This will kill all the zombies that are down at the ground spawn. Once your sword is down to about 30% charge, or about in line with this line on the HUD, move towards the window while still slamming. Then put your sword away early when you get next to the window. Then you're going to run back to the ground spawns, use Blast Furnace, and immediately turn around and pull out your Thunderwall weapon. Use Thunderwall on a few zombies, then shoot the Apothicon Servant next to the window by the cleaners. This should charge your sword fully. If for whatever reason it doesn't, just use one more Thunderwall and that should do the trick. Then you can just keep repeating like that. I'm going to show a little more gameplay of the full loop so you can see it in action.
Champagne all night long. We're happy right where we belong.
This strategy is significantly faster and easier than the waterfront strategy. And the nice thing is that if you're trying to hit round 100, ammo will never really be an issue at all. In this footage, I only had to use a single alchem from the beginning of the game all the way until round 100. That being said, you can always use more than that if you like. It's not a competition. When the Margwa is about to spawn in, he only has one location he could spawn, which is right here next to this window. All you need to do is throw a little Arnie here and call in the Civil Protector. This will instantly kill the Margwa. On solo, the Margwa can spawn in every 4 to 5 rounds. When it's a special round, just step over here near the Gobblegum machine to complete the round as normal. Like I said, if you're standing in the area on the other side of that invisible line, the meatballs will not spawn in. When you grab an insta-kill, I recommend that you stand here next to the gate to spawn, and you just want to alternate between shooting both of the spawns with your L-car. You're likely going to need to grab ammo in the middle of the insta-kill. That's fine, just turn around, grab the ammo, and then kill all the zombies behind you. When you grab a death machine, I recommend you stand over here by the L-car wall by and shoot the zombies directly in front of you. When your shield breaks, I recommend you first charge your sword, just in case, then head over to the table in the canals. Run directly to the shield table, pick up a shield, then run up these stairs and make your way back around up top. Drop down here when you pass the perk. No zombies should get in your way, but if they do, just shoot them with your Thunderwall weapon. Lastly, if you need to use an alchem, this is how I recommend you shoot the Apothicon Servant. You could shoot down here by the ground spawns and across by the window. Make sure to fill up the ammo on your other weapons while you're doing this.
Laughing into the morning as the darkness rolls away. And as we drift along, sipping all day long. Happy, carefree, champagne.
If you need to use a raindrops, you can just throw a little Arnie and use the raindrops as normal. You'll notice in this footage that I carefully avoid the nuke and the free perk. The nuke will only slow down the zombies and make it harder to use the insta-kill, so I never grab it. If you have quick revive, then don't worry about avoiding the perk like I do. And that is the entire strategy. I'm going to continue to leave footage on screen of the normal loot. Trust me when I say that this is extremely simple to play. If you're someone who has been struggling to get to round 100, then I guarantee that doing this will make it significantly easier for you. I would go as far as to say the waterfront strategy is now completely obsolete, even when going for round 255. This is all I have to say for now about this strategy. I hope that this guide helps you to push for higher rounds on Shadows of Evil. If you liked this guide, leave a like down below, and please subscribe for more insane strategies like this one. I can guarantee that my videos will help you to get better at Call of Duty Zombies. I left a link down in the description for the entire unedited footage of me going from round 1 to round 100. Feel free to look through that if there's anything specific that you'd want to study further or look through. Lastly, if you want to see more from me live, go follow my Twitch channel where I streamed all of this. Starting this Wednesday, September 25th, I will be starting a run and trying to go all the way to round 255 using this strategy. I'm hoping to get to 255 before Black Ops 6 launches, so it would be awesome if you all join me there. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.